my name is Tori Smith, and this is the child trafficking report for Saturday, April 16th. These child trafficking operations are being run by DARPA and the CIA with FBI assistance, and I was, this is always horrific to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but what came up in today's reading, well, this is actually Monday, but what came up for today, the Saturday's reading, was it just never ceased to amaze me how the truth is so much more, shocking than fiction is. And on Saturday, 304 children were brought in from 2 sources and then taken to 15 locations. The Air Force brought in 212 children, and they were taken from the Shanghai MILABS, where these children had been raped 1,214 times by military and corporate executives. And then they were flown on 2 planes here, 17 Air Force males on one plane and 18 Air Force males on the other plane, raped 37 of these children on the flight here, a total of 92 times on the way to Roswell. NATO brought in 92 children, and they were taken from 3 refugee camps from the United States of America war crime against Syria. 22 NATO males raped 16 of these children, a total of 87 times on the flight to Langley Air Force Base. At Langley Air Force Base, 120 Air Force males raped all children, a total of 139 times. And then the children were sent out to 15 locations. Carson City, 6 children were gang raped by a group of 117 males, a total of 352 times. 1 CIA, 1 FBI, 1 DARPA, and the rest were all corporate executives on vacation in the Lake Tahoe area. And all 6 children were murdered by 6 CEOs. In the Minneapolis MILABS, 6 children were gang raped by a group of 33 males, a total of 67 times. They had 1 CIA, 1 DARPA, and 31 corporate executives, mostly from Cargill and Halliburton. All 6 children were murdered by Halliburton executives. In Chicago MILAB number 1, 8 children were gang raped by a group of 61 males, a total of 139 times. And they had 17 corporate executives, 22 Chicago police officers, 1 CIA, 1 DARPA, and the rest were local politicians. And all 8 children were murdered by 8 Chicago police officers. In Ohio, in northeastern Ohio MILAB, the 6 children were gang raped by a group of 42 males, a total of 126 times. Those present were CIA, FBI, DARPA, TSA, DHS, and 3 corporate executives, and all 6 children there were murdered by the Department of Homeland Security. In North Carolina, 6 children were gang raped by a group of 27 males, 3 Obama clones, 2 Biden clones, and Martin O'Malley. If you remember, he was running for president, child rapist and child murderer in the Democratic ticket. And also present were Army Special Ops, Secret Service, FBI, and DARPA. And these 6 children were killed by 3 Obama clones, 2 Biden clones, and O'Malley. In New Jersey, 6 children were gang raped by a group of 46 males, a total of 129 times. Those present were CIA, FBI, TSA, DHS, 18 corporate executives, 12 more from Wall Street, New Jersey State Police, Newark Police, and 2 Army Special Ops. The 6 children were all killed by CEOs. In Atlanta, this is one that really, they all get to me, but in Atlanta, they had a special party for CNN. Go figure. But child rapist, what's his name? I always get his wrong. The real hairy guy. I can't think of his name right because I'm upset. He was not at that party. The guy who talks in the afternoon. I always get his name wrong. Now I can't even remember it. But there was a group of 31 males and 1 DARPA male and 30 CNN executives. These men raped these children 91 times, and 6 CNN executives were the ones who killed the children. So it was a special gang rape and murder party for CNN executives. Wolf Blitzer, that's the name of that filthy low-life child rapist. He loves to rape little girls. And another one from CNN that I hate is Anderson Cooper. He loves to rape little boys. And I just hate both of them. In Boston, MILAB, 9 children were gang raped by a group of 63 males, a total of 192 times. 1 CIA, 1 DARPA, 7 DHS, 37 police officers from Massachusetts, and the rest were corporate executives. And all 9 of these children were murdered by 7 DHS males and 2 Massachusetts state policemen. In Washington, D.C., MILAB number 2, 12 children were gang raped by a group of 176 males, a total of 402 times. There were 23 U.S. senators there, 45 corporate executives, DARPA, DHS, TSA, CIA, FBI, Army, Navy, Marines, and the Air Force. And all 12 children were murdered by 12 United States senators. At the Pentagon, MILAB, 66 children were gang raped by a group of 915 Pentagon males, a total of 2,816 times. 2,816 times these 66 children were raped, all by Pentagon employees. And they were all killed by the ones they call top brass. But these children, are just like, welcome to America, little kids. Guess what? You're going to be taken to a wonderful place. I'm so bitter. Anyway, Los Angeles, MILAB number 1, 7 children were gang raped by a group of 31 males, a total of 52 times. 1 DARPA male and the rest were Hollywood corporate executives, mostly from Viacom and Columbia Pictures. All 7 were killed by 7 corporate executives. LA MILAB number 2, 16 children were gang raped by a group of 116 males, a total of 399 times. CIA, FBI, DARPA, ICE, Air Force, Secret Service, and 57 corporate executives, all from California companies, and all 16 were murdered by 16 CEOs from California companies. In the Las Vegas Nellis Air Force Base, MILAB, 18 children were gang raped by a group of 207 males, a total of 684 times. 15 corporate executives and casino hotel owners, and the rest were military and police. All 18 children were murdered by 18 corporate executives. In Roswell, New Mexico, 66 children were gang raped by a group of 703 males, a total of 2,614 times. All military except for 3 U.S. senators and 4 governors from California, Colorado, Texas, and Indiana. And the children were murdered by 62 military, what they call top brass, and the 4 governors. This was, Mike Pence, who I despise. He loves to rape little boys. He loves to murder little boys during rape, and he's murdered 44 children now. The governor of Colorado has murdered 36 children now. The governor of Texas has murdered 41 children now. And the governor of California, I think his name is Edmund Brown, has murdered 26 children during rape. And here's another one. Besides the CNN rape and murder party with those filthy low-life criminals, I hate CNN. They're not a single CNN employee has any sacred light. They all have 0% sacred light. And it's really going to affect them. They don't think that they're going to be affected by their behavior, but they will. And DULCE, and this is the one that really freaks me out, because 66 children were gang raped by a group of 579 males, a total of 1,512 times. Guess who was there? 30 Russian CIA operatives. All the CIA operatives working at the headquarters in Lake Geneva. 69 Mossad agents, 69 Mossad war criminals were there, okay, in which I hate Mossad. So let's take a look at who was there, because I started doing a query into their DNA. 12 of these 69 Mossad agents were part of the Oklahoma City bombing. Remember the Oklahoma City bombing where Mossad went around and planted all the explosives in the building, and then they put all the blame on that one dude? I think his name was Timothy McVeigh. Well, he was brought to Indiana, and he was murdered by Governor, what was his name, Bowen or whatever, at Terre Haute. And all 69 of these Mossad agents who raped children at DULCE on Saturday night were all involved in 9/11. All 69 Mossad's agents were going through the buildings and planting detonation devices. All 69 of them. And there was a weekend not long ago, I think it was last year sometime, but Dick Cheney hired Mossad to plant 31 nuclear bombs in several places here in the Great Lakes area. Most of them were planted. They were also planted in Texas, and then Battery Park City in New York, in Manhattan, lower Manhattan. And 31 out of these 69 Mossad agents were the ones who planted those nuclear bombs. But the bombs were obviously confiscated, and what a stressful weekend that was. I'm so sick of these men who rape and murder children. I just can't take it anymore. All they do is send these stupid temporals. These military temporals are coming after. It's like yesterday we spent like 3 hours. All these, I was like, I don't know. And then one day, a couple days ago, it was 54,000 temporals they sent. It was just over and over and over again. It's just so ridiculous, the behavior of these men who rape and murder children. I can't take it anymore. And, okay, besides Russian CIA and Mossad, the CIA were there, the FBI was there, NSA, TSA, DHS, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Secret Service, and the 66 children were murdered by, guess who? The Russian CIA and the Mossad, the filthy, low-life criminal, Nazi war criminals, Mossad. They live in Israel, and was it 76% of the government of Israel are former Nazi war criminals, and Mossad is certainly each and every one a member of the Mossad war criminal agency are all Nazi war criminals. And it's just, and then of course if people actually do watch the filthy low-life child rapists and child murderers of CNN, they'll constantly portray the Russians as the bad guys. Well, they are the bad guys. Everybody's a bad guy on this planet. Every government is controlled by the CIA, and they're all bad guys. But what they don't tell you on CNN is that Russian operatives are coming over here and raping and murdering children right alongside CNN, right alongside the United States military, right alongside the United States Senate and the White House and everybody else, because this child trafficking operation, it's politicians, corporate executives, the military, and police. And those are the ones who rape and murder children every single day. Oh, I forgot to look up how much this one-day operation with these three. Can I pull up, please, how much this one day, 304 children, $69 million. Okay, so we had, it was 102 million, I think, or 104 million on Friday, and another 69 million. For Saturday. And, so this is just, all that's on taxpayer dollars. All that is being added to the United States taxpayer debt. And last time I checked, it was $19.2 quadrillion. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a quadrillion is 1,000 trillion. And, all these child traffickers help themselves to the pot. The Obamas took $6 trillion. The Clintons took $6 trillion. The Bush family took over $100 trillion just for their own filthy, low-life criminal needs of raping and murdering children and murdering 75 million people on this planet. Everybody's helping themselves to United States taxpayer money. But, I'm told that we're very close, that it's possible we may see mass arrests this week. And wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if we didn't have to go through this every single freaking day? Thank you so much for your prayers. for bringing this horrible, horrible situation to an end in the United States of filthy, lying murderers. Thank you. Have a blessed day.